But now, like I said, we've edited our index.html file and we've edited our readme file. Now what we need to do is a very, very important step. We need to commit the changes, okay, so that we can then push it back into our remote repo. Remember, when we cloned our repo from GitHub, we only had the README file in there, no other files, no folders. But now there's our remote repo and our local repo are not consistent. They are not consistent. We need them to be consistent. Okay. So to make them consistent, we need to push what we have locally into the remote repo so that they can be consistent. Okay. So that in case you're working with other people or in case you want to show off your project, you can send people to your GitHub and they can see everything that you've done. You just don't want to keep everything on your computer. No one can access your computer. So you want to merge. You want to push the changes that you've made into your your remote repo so that it can be consistent with each other. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do it internally inside VS Code. Okay. Remember, we were using the git bash command line, but we don't actually have to do that. Let me actually exit the command line. Let me exit it like that. So inside VS Code, where we've just made our changes to our code, inside VS Code, we need to go there where it says terminal. As you can see, where it says terminal, click on it, then click on new terminal. Let me open this. Let me expand it. New terminal. Then I'm going to click on this arrow here. As you can see, this arrow here. Then I'm going to click on Git Bash because that's what I have installed on my computer. That's perfect. And what that does for you is quickly just, you know, get you to see the folder structure and exactly where we are. So now that I'm ready to push my work, I'm finished with my projects, right? I've finished with my example project, and I'm ready to. And actually, when you're pushing your work from your local computer to GitHub, you don't have to be completely done with your project. If you've done a little bit of coding, maybe you've coded for about 10 minutes, or you've coded a component, or you've coded a part of your website, you can push it quickly. Okay. One thing I learned in my bootcamp, that my teacher taught me is that you have to commit daily, commit quickly. Basically, when you're working with your code, you want to push them quickly to GitHub. Okay, once you've done something, one or two things, push it because you want to make sure that you don't just keep working and your computer dies or something, and then your changes, everything you've done is gone. Okay, you want to keep on pushing it as quickly as you can. Make sure you have this in your mind when you're working with, on your files. Push consistently, push daily, push your code to GitHub to the remote servers quickly. Okay, but now that we have the terminal open, right, I want to use another command. This command git status. What this command does is, remember, we've made changes to our index.html file and we've made changes to our readme file. So I'm using this command git status to check the changes. This command basically says, what changes have I made? In case sometimes you forget, right? It's basically going to say, hey, what in my folder and in my code, what are the changes that I have made? Show it to me, please. So I'll press enter. And as you can see, beautiful. This is beautiful. Let me expand this a little bit. As you can see, this is basically saying on the main branch, this main branch here that we're working with, the branch is up to date with the repo, right? But I have made some changes here. Remember, we made the changes to the README file, we made the changes to the index.html file, and we created some files as well. So it's very helpful in telling me, hey, these are the changes that I've made, and These are the changes that I can wish to push to my remote repo on GitHub. So now I will come down here and I will use another command. Guys, like I said, using Git and GitHub is all about commands. You have to learn these commands, you have to remember these commands, but luckily for you, you have this video. Okay, you can watch this video over and over again so that you can learn and master using these commands. And also, the more you do it, the more you work with it, the faster you will get it. So I'll use another command. It's called git add. Now, this git add, there are two types. You can use git add dot, which is the one I use all the time. What this command does, git add dot, is basically saying, hey, listen, com- uh, update everything I have done. All the changes that I have made, update everything. Just update everything. Or I can say git add, then name an individual file. For example, index.html. Now, what this does is basically saying, hey, update my index.html file, the one that I have all this code in, right? But remember, we've made more changes than that. We've edited our README. Okay, we've added the CSS file, we've added the images folder, all those things. So me saying that you should only update the index.html file, it's not really good. Okay, so to avoid any mistakes or any errors, I will just say git add dot, meaning everything that I have done, push it to my remote repo on GitHub. Push everything. I don't want to name any individual files or folder. Just push everything. Which is, this is the command you should always use. Okay, when you're ready to commit your changes, use git add dot and just push everything. Okay, then I'll press enter. Perfect. And then I'll use another command, git commit. This git commit command is basically saying, okay, I have updated my changes. Now I am ready to commit everything. Okay, I am happy with what I have updated. Now I am ready to push it. So now the way to do this is git commit dash m. The m stands for message. Okay, and then I'll put a space and in quotes. Okay, in quotes, I'm going to put two separate messages. Okay, when you're doing the commit, there is a headline, there is a title, sorry, a title and a description. The title will be in the first quote. The description will be in the second quote. The first quote where the title will be is basically what give your changes, the changes that you've made, give it a title. What have you done? So in the for these changes, I will just simply say created index.html file, css, no, style.css file. So and images folder. That's the title. Then I was space, then another dash and another M as another message, and that's where I will put the description again in quotes. The description of what I've done. I've given it a title. Now it's time to add a little bit more detail. Okay, this is very necessary. Some people don't do this, but I always do it because remember, when people go to your repo, your GitHub, right, and they want to read your code or they want to maybe a potential employer wants to hire you, it will be helpful for them to see what changes you made, and then for them to read the description and say, okay, I understand why you made these changes and I understand what you changed and what you stuff like that. So it's very, very helpful. So now I'm going to say updated readme.md file with project. Oh, there's not a lot of room there. Hold on, let me move this to the side. Let me close this. Okay, so yeah, updated readme.md file with project details, and created created project files. That's I'll keep it short, to be honest. I'll keep it short. No, actually, let me add more details. That's not detailed as I want it to be, because remember I've updated the README files and I've also created my own page. So yeah, let me add that as well to it. Added home page to index.html file as well. So now I'm going to press enter. And now, as you can see, now that I've committed my changes, okay, now I'm going to use another command. And this command is the final command. This is the main command. This is basically saying I have updated my changes. I have committed my changes. Now let's push everything to GitHub, to my remote repo on GitHub. Well, so there's a this is a different command. Git. This command is called git push origin main. What this command, before I press enter, what this command basically does is it's going to push my changes to the origin. Remember, the origin, the main file is on GitHub. Okay, so I'm pushing to the main file. I'm pushing up to GitHub so that my files will be consistent. Okay, my files will be consistent to each other. Okay, so now that I've written this command, I'm going to press enter, and as you can see, that is the steps. It's I've done everything. I've showed you. I've created a new file, a new folder. I've edited it. I've updated with the information, and now I have committed my changes and I've pushed it to my remote repo on GitHub. So now let me show you guys what I've just pushed. Let me go back to my repo on GitHub. Remember, this is what we had just 48 minutes ago when we created this repo. Now, if I refresh my browser, you will see that the things I pushed up to the repo will appear here, and this readme file will absolutely change to, because remember we've added more things to the readme file, so you will see the changes quickly. There you go. It's just perfect. See, now we have all our files, our folders, and everything. You see, guys, now that's how you basically use Git and GitHub, okay, for your project, for any project you're trying to collaborate on, or you're trying to create and upload it to GitHub. This is how you do it. I've showed you how to create a repo. I've showed you how to create a README file. I've showed you how to clone your repo. I've showed you how to uh, create work with the git bash command line. I've showed you how to create files in the git bash command line. I've showed you how to create folders in the git bash command line. I've showed you how to open it in VS Code. I've showed you how to edit your files in VS Code. So these are the steps that you would need to take every single time you're working on any project. Okay, as you continue to learn, as you continue to work with your colleagues, or as you continue to update your code and push your files to GitHub. So I hope you found this video helpful, and if you do, don't forget to like this video, guys. Really appreciate it. If you like this video, it's gonna help me a lot. If you've learned anything, or you just appreciate the honesty and the process it took for me to create this video so that I can help you out. I'm also a beginner. I'm not some expert. I'm just learning, and me teaching these things actually helps me to learn. That's very, very important for me. That's one thing my teacher taught me as well. Teaching these things help me personally to also learn and to get better as a developer. So yeah, thank you guys so much. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share with other people as well, and leave a comment below. If you appreciate this video, if you learn anything, or if you want to, maybe I made a mistake, if you want to correct me or advise me or whatever, just leave a comment below. And yeah, thanks so much, and subscribe to my channel as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and don't forget, do your best, and yeah, do your best and leave the rest to God. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.